What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. In this video, I'm going to be previewing the Week 2 battle that the New York Jets have in front of them versus the New England Patriots. They are coming off of a disappointing Week 1 loss to the Carolina Panthers, dropping the game 19-14. I thought that the New York Jets did a phenomenal job of turning the game, into a competitive matchup. It was 16-0 at halftime. Things were not looking good at all. And the Jets flipped the tables and almost came back and won that game. So what are we going to do in this matchup to make sure that we don't fall behind 16 points, 2-score deficit in this football game, to make sure that we have a shot in the fourth quarter and give ourselves a chance to come out on top with a win in the division and to even the record at 1-1. Let's go ahead and get after it. Before we get into the video, if I could get you all to please jet up the like button on this video. And if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do want to let you know that we will be live this upcoming Wednesday for our weekly Wednesday night podcast. So please come and tune in for that. The link will be in the description of this video. We also are doing a weekly Sunday night postgame show at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to look a little bit different this upcoming week because I will be at the game. I live, almost 4 hours away from MetLife Stadium. I will be at the game this upcoming week. If you would like to, come on, hang out with us, my wife and I will be there. Would love to talk with you. I'm going to be at the Gotham City Crew tailgating party. So if you're going to be attending that, shoot me a message and I would love to connect with you guys and talk Jets. So I have to give a tip of the cap to the coaching staff, Robert Saleh, Mike LaFleur, and Jeff Ulbrich in the game versus the Carolina Panthers. We could have gone completely belly up in Week 1 versus the Panthers and just gotten blown out. And, a complaint of ours in years past was we never made adjustments at halftime. We never changed things up. And I remember reading on Twitter, everybody wanted to see how this coaching staff would handle a 16-0 deficit. And they did a really, really solid job. They almost came back. And so going into this Week 2 game versus the New England Patriots, I think that the coaching is going to be even more critical when you especially consider the fact that we're going up against Bill Belichick, one of the greatest head coaches of all time. It makes me sick to say it. I do not like Bill Belichick any way, shape, or form. That's putting it mildly. I hate the guy. But having said that, he's just remarkable at what he does. He knows football so well. And so what will our coaching staff do to have Bill Belichick and their staff kind of on their heels? We can't just come out and expect to run the ball up the gut and, expect production easily. We can't go into this game and, just throw a vanilla type of game plan. We need to throw some things at them that they maybe haven't seen on film. Mike LaFleur he's a first-time play caller. This is only his first year calling plays, his second game calling plays. So what is he going to do? What is he going to, what kind of game plan will he come up with? Is he going to, perhaps be a little bit conservative early on, which I think kind of feeds into Belichick. I think Belichick wants you to, it's almost like playing into his hands, coming out and being conservative. So I would like to see some things that will stretch the defense horizontally, push the perimeter of the defense, get them to respect the edge of our offense, and then attack down the field. Again, I want to see us get the running game going. That is so massively important in this game. Our running game was putrid in the first half. It barely got going in the second half. Zach Wilson in Week 1, obviously under pressure. I think his percentage under pressure was over 50%, which is just absolutely terrible. So if we are able to run the football, it's going to keep the defense honest. It's going to make them play the run, and then we can get the play action game going. It helps the offensive line. If there are pass protection issues, we're going to be able to run the football and then be able to build off of that and use our play action passing game to attack them vertically. One thing I will note that is concerning heading into this football game is the number of injuries that the New York Jets have incurred through preseason and now Week 1. I mean, people are dropping like flies. Blake Cashman, Jamian Sherwood, Carl Lawson, we all know is injured. We now have LaMarcus Joyner out for the season. Like, that is a massive injury, and it's going to kill our secondary. I think it's going to hurt our secondary, I should say, in this football game specifically. But looking at the matchup in this game, what do the New England Patriots do offensively? What are they good at? And unfortunately for the Jets, they're really good at what McCaffrey did to us in week 1. It's a lot of quick passing. It's a lot of that short to intermediate route running. And again, if you look at what the Patriots did in the offseason, they added Jonnu Smith from the Tennessee Titans. They added tight end Hunter Henry from the LA Chargers. Their running game, although maybe not dominant, because we saw them, not do so well, Damian Harris, I think he definitely coughed the ball up at the end of the football game, cost them the game. It'll be interesting to see if Bill Belichick continues to ride him. We've seen him in the past kind of go away from running backs that don't hold on to the football. James White for the Patriots. This guy is a great option in the passing game for Mac Jones. He runs routes really crisply and is, again, kind of like a McCaffrey. He can move all over the formation, and he does a really, really nice job of attacking linebackers. I think he's a huge mismatch problem when you consider all of the injuries that we've now had on the defensive side of the football. So how do we stop it? How do we stop those guys from just completely, wreaking havoc on our defense, completing passes at a high volume? We need to get in Mac Jones' face quickly. Quinnen Williams, you got to step up, man. We need you. And I said after the game in week 1 that it was probably likely that he's still working himself back from this injury. Conditioning, I'm sure, is still a thing for him. But we need him. We need Sheldon Rankins. Jonathan Franklin Myers had a pretty solid game week 1. Had a sack, had a good tackle in the running game. I need to see more consistent pass rush from Jonathan Franklin Myers. He doesn't necessarily have to get a sack, even multiple sacks. Get hits on that quarterback, down to down. Get in the face of Mac Jones and impact his ability to get the ball out super fast. I touched a little bit earlier on the offense, for the New York Jets, having to get the running game going. I think that's obviously important. But one thing that I didn't mention is that Jamison Crowder is likely to come back off the COVID list. Keelan Cole was a game time decision week 1. Probably a good shot that he's back this week as well. We need those veterans in the lineup on offense. I think that's going to help a lot to have more variety in our passing game. I think it clearly hurt the offense, that Braxton Berrios was counted on heavily again. 5 receptions, 50 yards. He did a nice job, but we need some guys who are a little bit more versatile in the offense. I think, again, I still stand by what I said. Braxton Berrios is a little bit limited in what he can do. He's a slot guy pretty much through and through. So getting guys like Keelan Cole back, Jamison Crowder back as well, I think that's going to give us more, options in our formations and the way we attack the defense. Mekhi Becton being out for 4 to 6 weeks now, that's a huge hit to this offensive line. And I think that you saw when Fant moved from the right side to the left side, you saw that the offensive line started to perform just a little bit better. So Fant on the left side and Moses on the right side, I think is going to be the recipe, for the time that Becton is out. And, I'm hoping that Moses, with the time that Becton is out, can kind of, establish himself as the clear right tackle for this football team so that we can get some momentum building throughout the season. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my takes. I do think this is going to be a hard game to win. I do think it will be a close game. I think this is another one where it's not going to be a blowout one way or another. If we can get some positive momentum early in the football game, I think the New York Jets can win this football game. But if we're behind again like we were week 1, I think it's going to be very, very hard to win the game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm very much excited to be going to the game. So again, if you want to meet up, let me know, and I'll be happy to set something up with you to talk to you and just to shake your hand. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go Jets, and I'll see you guys next time.